Let's try annotating in Canvas. So when we read chapters 7 through 12, I'd like you to practice the annotation method. If you want to go ahead and annotate all the way through, you'll get a lot more out of the reading, and it's a great idea because we will be reading chapters 7 through 12 for the next class and do the metacognitive reading log. So I have a link to that upcoming assignment there. But for this one, you can simply download just this PDF. You can click download to do it. You can preview it. But you can even go down and you'll see that there's a place to student annotate here. And so I can come here, I can highlight, I can add a comment on the side, something like, this sounds ominous. I can also use a little drop comment here. And it's going to be a little bit different if you're doing it from an app. For instance, if you're using a Chromebook or an Android device or an iOS iPhone or iPad. So each of them works a little bit differently, but this is how it works on the web. So I might say something here like, yes, is this someone related to the author? So I notice he includes the Spanish and the translation. Okay. And so then I might go through, and there's no specific rule for what I'm looking for with annotations. I do have these text symbols that we could use. It's hard to do circles when you're annotating unless you're using a pencil, or in this case I can use this little paintbrush. And so let's say I want to circle something. I can do it with the paintbrush, and then I can still have a comment if I want to on the side, like, yikes. And again, we don't want to over-annotate. That is possible to over-annotate too. So what you want to do is kind of think about what works for you, what pace works for you. If you only have 3 comments on the page, maybe you want to add a little bit more. If you're highlighting every other word, then you're making everything too important. So you might want to kind of back off on the annotations. So this is something that you're going to have to practice and get a feel for what works for you, and it's going to be different for different types of readings. For narrative, you may not need to annotate as much as you need to annotate for, say, if you're doing a history textbook or something like that, or a psychology or something that's related to your major. So how you annotate will differ depending on the texts, but I just wanted to show you the mechanical process for that. And so once you've annotated what you wanted to annotate, maybe you've gone through and seen a couple of things. I think this quote is really interesting. I think this seems really key is, despite her abuse, Rio seems to appreciate his mother in part, something like that. And so the other thing to think about is we're going to be talking a lot about success, and so I would definitely, as you're reading through and annotating, point out anything that seems to be related to success. Here, this might be an obstacle to success, or maybe a detour, right? Here, I might have something about how his mother motivated him. Motivation to succeed. Actually, I want to put that later. And you can, by the way, you can change your annotations after. So if I think I have to move it. There we go. I knew I could move it. So I'm going to delete this one. So I just want to show you there are different ways to do it. Now, from what I understand, it does look different on the Canvas app. So I've found some screenshots online of that you might use this little pencil mark and be able to draw on it. So it will be different on the Canvas app versus on the actual website. But now I'm going to click Submit Assignment. And yay! So this tells me that it successfully submitted. As I said, it looks a little different if you're doing it on the Canvas app, so just be aware of that. And then you can also look at where it says submitted and when it was submitted. So, and you can do a new attempt if you need to. So, wanted to point that out. Also, if you need, there is an immersive reader on most things in Canvas where it will read the text to you. So maybe if you are doing dishes and you just want to get a sense of what the assignments are coming up, you could listen to them and, just to get a feeling and start thinking about them ahead of time. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you enjoy annotating and really enjoy this book.